it feels like even though Boston was the first conference after COVID, this does kind of feel like the welcome home event for NFPA.
Yeah, I think all of us as staff kind of have that feeling too. I think Vegas is our bigger shows when we have them in Vegas. So it feels like we're back at it, like a bigger conference, kind of getting all the wheels moving again. It feels really good to be back in Vegas.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Fire Sprinkler Podcast. I took a quick 3-week break from posting anything. In that time, I went to the NFPA convention in Las Vegas and helped a couple buddies out with an event called Borderfest here in Sarnia, Ontario. I still have NFPA mugs. They're going to be coming out with another giveaway soon. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm going to start posting videos that I recorded from the NFPA conference live in Las Vegas, Nevada. So stay tuned. Thanks everybody for the support. www.firesprinklerpodcast.com. Help start rolling in the donations for the Laying It Down for Camp Bucko fundraiser I'm doing. Check out the website for more information. Here we go.
Like and subscribe.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Fire Sprinkler Podcast. We are still at the NFPA convention here in Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, Nevada. How's it going today?
Good. It's awesome. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Absolutely, Shawn.
Long-time listener. I'm a long-time listener.
First-time caller?
Yes.
Awesome. So it's good. It feels like, before we kind of get into the weeds here, we don't really have a topic per se as to what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about the Expo in general. It feels like even though Boston was the first conference after COVID, this does kind of feel like the welcome home event for NFPA.
Yeah, I think all of us as staff kind of have that feeling too. I think Vegas is our bigger shows when we have them in Vegas. So it feels like we're back at it, like a bigger conference, kind of getting all the wheels moving again. It feels really good to be back in Vegas.
The opening, when the doors opened for the Expo yesterday, it was like a rush of people coming in there, and that felt good.
It's such a good feeling to have everybody here, see everybody, just feel the passion, just talking to everybody. Everyone's so excited to be here. We're so excited to talk to everybody, get to meet our members and see how we can best help them, answer all their questions. It's awesome. I love it.
As far as what this conference is for NFPA, obviously it's a big event. It's the kind of flagship event in the fire protection industry in, I would say, North America. The world, but mostly North America. You do get some people coming from overseas that come here, South America, stuff like that. But I would say probably 90% of the people are from North America, the US, and Canada. What does this event mean for NFPA to host an event and see the people come out and support it?
We always refer to it as, and Jim Pauly, our CEO, president, always refers to this is our Super Bowl. Yeah. Every year, everybody in the association, this is what we're working towards. Yeah. And it recharges everybody at NFPA to see everybody that you have such an impact on.
Recharges you after the event's done?
Because during the event, it recharges me.
Leading up to the event, you're probably like...
Lots and lots of work goes into it. So I am part of, I do a lot of the technical leading for C&E, and that involves going through all the proposals for the educational sessions, doing all the review process. We've got a team of people that we review all the proposals for educational sessions, and we choose them, we build the sessions out. That starts in September. So literally from like September until now, like we're going through proposals, we're building the educational sessions. We have over 120 educational sessions.
So is your role with NFPA is to just pump this Expo?
That's not my sole role. That's just one of the roles I play. Yeah. Okay. It's a decent amount of time that I put into that.
Sure.
And I take a lot of pride in being able to provide the best educational content for our stakeholders when they come to the conference.
You can see that as soon as you get off the escalator floor, the amount of work that was involved with it, little things like the signage this way to the NFPA, and the branding as you get farther from the casino, excuse me, and closer to the Expo itself. You can see the amount of work, like all of these little things that somebody had to, okay, this is what we need here, this is what we need here. How far in advance do you guys get access to the venue? Like as far as like, when you guys decide, okay, we're coming to the Mandalay Bay, we need signage here, we need signage here, we need signage here. Do you guys get like a good tour prior?
Yeah, I want to say I think at least a year in advance we'll tour the place, we'll see what areas we're going to get, and then we have a conference and meetings team that's one of their sole purposes is for organizing all of this, all the signage. We've got marketing and doing a lot of the signage and the wayfinding and things, and everyone's it's a year-round process.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been working on the call for proposals for next year. It's already open. We're looking for proposals. So if you're listening to this podcast and you want to submit a proposal, you want to speak at CNE next year, submit a proposal. I would love to see what you have, and we'll consider it, and you might be selected to be a speaker for next year.
Now, as far as type of presentations that are being presented this year as well as next year, what do you guys have like a specific topic that you want spoke about, or is it just anything that's covered by NFPA can be proposed?
Anything fire protection, life safety, electrical related. We have a big spotlight on public education where we have public educators will come in and learn how to best speak to the public and educate them. But we're open to everything. Fire protection systems, building life safety, electrical, wildfire, first responders.
Right.
If you have a topic you want to submit on, submit it. And the worst things that we'll say is no. A lot of the times, if something's not built up the best, then I might reach out to you and say, hey, do you want to add a little bit to this? And if it's something we're really interested in, we're going to pursue to help you build the best presentation that you can.
What are, as far as topics for this year, what are your highlights that you see as being presented this year?
Yeah, so two of the big things that came out when we were looking at the proposals was the sheer number of energy storage systems, lithium-ion batteries, because it touches a lot of our stakeholders. It's the electrical installation, it's the fire protection systems, it's the public education. Everybody's trying to figure out what to do with this. We had so many submittals. They said we can't just choose one or two. So we actually built a whole series, which is actually beginning today. It's 3 educational sessions and a panel discussion, all on intro to energy storage systems, talking about lithium-ion batteries, how do we best protect them, and then a panel discussion with AHJs and public educators and fire protection engineers talking about how do we deal with these batteries.
Yeah, we're going to get more into the lithium-ion side of things a little bit tomorrow with Brian.
Yes.
But it's good to know that you guys, obviously, NFPA has always been on the forefront of fire protection when new hazards come out, identifying them, and kind of helping the public solve the issues that are coming up.
Yeah.
As far as the Expo floor is concerned, like I said, it was awesome to see it jam-packed with people. The vendors were super excited to see. I think everybody was kind of standing around like, there's a lot of people here, but is there going to be a lot of people here?
Yeah.
And then when those doors open, you just kind of see everybody's shoulders go from this to, oh yeah, it's game time again.
Yeah, our Expo floor is at basically 100% capacity this year. We sold all of our spots, which is awesome.
That's really good.
We'd love to see the manufacturers and everybody come out, and this is an opportunity for our stakeholders to learn about what's happening in the industry. Learn about new products and new solutions and things, and that's where a lot of that happens. And
now,
it's very exciting.
Years and years ago, I know the NFPA Expo and Convention had a lot of firefighting stuff as well, and it's kind of moved away to the electrical, fire protection, life safety side. But I did notice a couple of those manufacturers, smaller booths, but maybe it's going to start coming back to where
so what we've been seeing with our conference and expo over the past decade or so is we would try to push for educational sessions towards the line firefighter, but we notice that's not who's coming. We're getting the safety officers, the fire prevention officers, that kind of thing. So we have educational sessions that are on first responder health and safety, first responder training. Not something that a line firefighter is going to come and learn new firefighting tactics, but it's going to be for that safety officer or something to learn how do we best apply our NFPA codes, because we have a ton of NFPA codes and standards for first responders about organizations and qualifications of that. So that's where we're kind of pushing more of our educational sessions towards.
And not to say that this event isn't for stuff like that, but you're not going to get firefighter operations on the fire ground presentations going on here. I mean, it would be awesome to see a string of firefighters running lines through the hallways, but that's not what there are other events that are geared towards
that's the thing. The stakeholder group for our conference is huge. It's so vast that we can't possibly have something that's for everybody, so we make it broad enough that everyone's going to find something that they're going to to be able to learn from. And,
Yeah.
and the line fight, we just weren't if we got enough of the line firefighters here, then
Yeah.
we would have sessions specifically on that, but it just was
Next year, guys.
Yeah.
Let's come out.
Come on out.
We demand. Awesome. What kind of takeaways are you taking? It's only been day one, but as far as feedback from the event so far, what kind of feedback are you getting?
Oh, everybody's just happy to be back.
Yeah.
Like we were talking, being back in Vegas just has that new feeling, and just meeting all of our stakeholders and seeing how we can best provide education for them and help solve their problems is what is exciting to me.
It's been awesome to be a part of it. It's an honor that NFPA is allowing to be as involved with the expo and the conference as I have been.
It's an honor to have you here. I love the podcast. We love people educating people
Yeah.
on fire and life safety. I mean,
Thank
that's
you.
what we're here for. So we
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
appreciate it.
Like I tell anybody from NFPA that'll listen, anything NFPA wants to do with me, hey,
Yeah.
absolutely. Thanks for coming
All
on
right,
and talking.
I appreciate
Awesome.
it, Chris. Thanks.
Hey everybody, the Laying It Down for Camp Bucko fundraiser is still going on. The donations have slowed down, but the hoses have not. This sea can is starting to get filled up. These are the ones I just unloaded from the trailer. Those are the ones that were sitting here since last year. These are all still sitting here from last year. We're looking to get donations rolling in. In addition to those hoses that I just showed you, I still have a picture that I'm going to insert right here of all the fire hoses that are still up in Pickering, Ontario. Thank you to the Toronto Social Housing for donating 95% of these fire hoses, as well as everybody else from Southwestern Ontario and Ontario for donating hoses. But let's get those donations to roll in. The link is posted below. $20 a hose. Let's get some money in and let's support Camp Bucko. Thanks, guys.